Alright, so this is an actual DM from the bride, Glory. On April 11th, she writes, "Hi Say, thank you for reaching out. We actually have a videographer for our wedding already, but we will definitely keep you in mind if we need any help in the future videos." And she was really nice about it. She complimented my work and we talked for a little bit, but hey, how's it going guys? How you guys been? If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Say. My channel is about improving your videography skills and hopefully me inspiring you to pursue your dreams. Today I want to tell you guys a story of how I got to film a 1 million subscriber YouTuber named Matt and Glory, aka Slice and Rice. So that no turned into maybe later down the road, but first let me tell you what caused me to ask them if I could film their wedding. 1 week prior to talking to Glory for the first time, I actually quit my day job to go full-time on my filming business and YouTube. I was a filmmaker at this church before and it wasn't really easy quitting that. I mean, like, how do you ever quit something that's bigger than yourself? I had to trust that diving into YouTube was a way to help others reach their dreams and that will still be doing something bigger than myself. At first it was a lonely journey. I live near Washington DC and I just didn't know like how to find YouTubers who I could relate to around this area. So a week following that, no one could have orchestrated these people coming into my life journey any better. I mean, story gets a little crazy, so let me draw a little piece of paper to demonstrate. So these are the key people. We have Eric, Pauline, Glory, and Vu. And by the way guys, if you like the story by the end of this video, please consider subscribing and following these people. I'll leave their account information in the description below, but they are awesome and super encouraging and they had a huge impact in my journey. Let me tell you how. It all started with Eric. He's actually a friend from college. We met in school cafeteria because, you know, that's where the cool people hang out back in the day. We lost touch after college, but we started talking again on Instagram. He recently started a social media marketing agency, so it's kind of cool to talk about that topic. Next comes Pauline. One day Eric posted an Instagram story about Pauline and how she started a podcast series about inspiration and overcoming like some of the challenges. I listened to a couple of her podcasts and wow, it really hit home. So I started following Pauline on Instagram. We share a lot of encouragements over DM, but one podcast that had a huge impact for me was when she had Glory as her guest in our episode called Living as a Social Media Influencer. And there I learned a lot about having like good solid principle being on YouTube and also learned that she was from this area too and her fiance had over 600,000 subscribers on their YouTube channel. At that time, like that was kind of like mind-blowing for me because it was kind of unheard of in this area. I thought maybe you can still do something bigger than yourself, being yourself and being in Washington DC area. So I swiped over to Glory's Instagram page and found a contest she was doing. Basically, you had to listen to Pauline's podcast and one of the questions you had to answer was, what are you passionate about pursuing and growing? And I was like, sweet, I already listened to the podcast like twice and I've been really wanting to tell somebody about my passion for YouTube, especially after quitting my day job. And I wrote a lot and yeah, she read it all and I couldn't believe it. I was one of the picked winners. She generously gave us a shout out and formed a group chat where we got to encourage each other and just talk about whatever we're going through. Hey, shout out to 9.5 grains. That's what we call ourselves, or at least that's what I accidentally named our group. So some time went by and I was watching one of Slice and Rice's videos and realized, they're getting married in September. I have a wedding film business. How incredible would it be for me to film their wedding and maybe collaborate? Why don't I offer them to film their wedding for free? So that's when I asked and got that answer. I can't really describe it, but I was in this conflict. Everything that led me up to this point, I felt like I was supposed to film their wedding. It only happened once in their life and I felt like my wedding work was finally getting good enough that I had something to offer now. I even made up a question in my mind, man, should I have like asked earlier? And whoever this wedding videographer is, yeah, they're pretty lucky. Gloria and Matt seemed like a really cool couple to work with. I'm like, oh well, like at that moment, I just thank God for getting to know all of these wonderful people on Instagram and social media and just accepted that I wasn't gonna film their wedding. Now, we gotta talk about Vu. Alright, Vu and I met at the church I go to and worked at. We go back about a year, but at the time I filmed weddings with Vu about 5-6 times whenever his official second shooter couldn't make it. So sometime in May, his second shooter had a schedule conflict and I filmed for Vu. It's kind of a long car ride together, so we talked about life and wedding films and how he casually mentioned that he's filming a YouTuber couple in September, and I'm like, what's their name? Vu said their channel name was called Slice and Rice. I'm like, no way! And he told me that Ken, his second shooter, was already filming it, so second burn. You see, Vu's pretty nice. He knew I was like super into YouTube and he said I could come by and help, but I'm kind of by the book, and knowing this is a business, I really didn't want to like intrude and reach in. I also thought September, it's kind of busy season for weddings and corporate filming for me, so we kind of left it as maybe. So time go by and I was getting a little bit concerned in August because I wasn't really booking anybody all of a sudden, and it was kind of getting tight financially because my kids are in daycare. That's when I got the news. Vu texted me what I was doing for the rest of the year because his second shooter all of a sudden had to move to Hawaii for good reasons, and he really wanted me to be available for Matt and Glory's wedding. And that was how I got to film Slice and Rice's wedding. If you're a wedding filmmaker, you probably cringed when I told you that I offered to make a wedding video for free. I also didn't know what kind of financial situation I was gonna be in like 5 months. Not only did I get to film one of my favorite YouTubers' wedding, I got paid for it. How do you even like, oh man, come up with that? I'm still like blown away. You see, this was more than just filming a wedding for me. I really got to know Glory and Matt as a YouTuber I sincerely respect, and they were really fun, genuine people who truly show me you can still be a nice guy on YouTube and succeed. During a pre-wedding meeting, I totally messed up on a joke, flipping some words around, and I should have offended Glory, but instead we just kind of like laughed about it. Outside. Inside, I was crying. I usually cry more than Glory inside. It also made me realize I'm working for a great friend and how fortunate I am to be part of something like this. Vu doesn't treat me like a second shooter. He always gives me credit for my work. A lot of times there's no glory being a second shooter. Well, except this one. Get it? sorry. Ruining the moment. Vu treats me really well. He calls me co-cinematographer instead of second shooter and really partners with me and lets me have total creative freedom when filming a wedding. Like, I couldn't ask for more. But most importantly, they all became part of this story on how sometimes we just have to trust that things gonna work out. Whatever the season you're in, it may not always feel like you're winning, but in fact, many times life can throw a clear no to you. However, this no is not an instant answer like we're always looking for. You may feel crushed because you put in so much work to get to that point, but you know what? All the work you have done to get to that no is not wasted, but it is invested, because when the time is right, your story is going to be written better than you could have ever imagined to be. And every road you have traveled is going to be part of that story. And better yet, every road you travel is going to be part of someone else's journey to their dream, like those people who played a vital part in my journey. So it's hard not to keep going, and it's hard not to hope no matter what season you're going through. Your life is more than just a sheet of paper. It's part of a novel, it's part of a book. So keep turning those pages because you are exactly where you need to be.